Well, today's video is going to be just a little bit different. I'm going to be sharing with you some of what I use and where I work when I'm making the wreaths, because right now I don't know about your craft room, but my craft room is a disaster after Christmas, with putting Christmas things that I'm working on in there and stashing this here and stashing that there. It's really quite a mess, and so it's really not conducive to working in right at the moment. And I'm going to be fixing it up, and it'll be just beautiful in a couple of days. But in the meantime, I'm going to share with you where I store my wreaths. I've had some questions about how I store all of the stuff I have, because I live in a mobile home, manufactured home, we call it here. And so it is, we are at a premium for space, but I do have the luxury of having two sheds that are attached and under roof to the house, so I don't have to go outside to them. And one of them is where I store the bigger parts of my Christmas decorations, the full-size trees and so on. And the other is where I work and make the wreaths. So I'm going to share with you those two areas. And then I'm going to share with you a haul. I just received a craft outlet haul, and I also had a couple of things that I picked up at Michael's last week. So I want to share that with you. You probably can see the green wreath that we worked on over here to the side. And my bed right now is loaded again, and I try so hard to keep it empty. But I'll have to tell you a little story just to get started here. We got an iRobot for Christmas. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that's those round automatic vacuum cleaners. And so I had to take everything off the floor, and these things were on the floor. The box over there is holding all of the stuff that would normally go on the baker's rack that now is full of Santa Clauses. But I had to get them all off the floor because the little bugger was going to run around and would keep running into things. And it really has been funny. It's already dragged the tree skirt across the floor. It ran over my left foot. It tried to eat a golf pencil it found under a couch. It scared the cat. She ran under the bed, but she didn't know that if I didn't stop it, the vacuum would follow her right under the bed. So it's kind of hard right now because there's so much extra stuff hanging around on the floor. Oh, the other thing is she pulled the telephone off the table. I forgot that she'd eat the cords if they were down low enough, and so she grabbed a cord, kept right on going, and there went the telephone. So it's been an experience with the little iRobot, but it'll be good. She has a big hairball when she's finished from the cat. So at any rate, that's why my bed is stacked up with stuff again. And I'm going to be taking you on the tour, and then I'm going to do the craft haul, and we'll talk about what we're going to do on next Tuesday. Next Tuesday I'll be doing a winter wreath, because this Saturday, which is tomorrow, I will be having a small cocktail party, and so I'm not de-decorating yet. So Sunday will be a heavy de-decorating day. I probably won't get it all done on Sunday, but I'll get a good portion of it done. And so I really am, then I'm going to go into the craft room, because as I will show you, a lot of what I'm going to be taking down is stored in there. So I need to be able to get that put away before I can do anything else. So without further ado, let me take you on a little tour of my wreath heaven. I'll be back in just a minute. Hang in there. Okay, I'm going to start my tour with how I hang up my wreaths. As you can see, I have a piece of shelving, the plastic shelving, and it's 6 feet tall, long. And then I have my wreaths on S-hooks, and they're just hanging down from that shelving. There's a couple up at the top, and I'll show you. This shelving is in the big shed, and it's above my washer and dryer, see? It's quite a high shed, so there's really not in anything way. And this over here, I will show you, I'm going to briefly show you this shed. Don't judge. This is one full-size Christmas tree box. This is the second full-size Christmas tree box. And over here we have shelves for Christmas decorations. This shed is quite big and quite a mess. This is the January project. My husband's golf and everything else is in here. This is actually a workbench if he ever uncovers it. So that's, I wanted to show you, is where I store the wreaths. Now I used to have 3 of these shelves put together in a triangle and held together with zip ties, and I would hang the wreaths on it that way. But it really became a pain in the neck to try to find a place to stand it all the time. So I took it apart, and my husband hung one of them up here, and I'll show you where the other 2 went. So let's go into the little shed. Now this one is probably 8 feet by 20, so it's a pretty good size area, unlike the one I work in. So I'll be right back and we'll show you what the workshop looks like. Okay, now here you can see the over-the-door shoe holder that I purchased to use as a ribbon holder. It works very, very well for the big ones, as you can see, although that size, which is the size you get from Sam's and Costco, will only fit standing like that on the top row because they're too high to fit between these bars going down. But then there's the next size down will fit there. The problem that I had with this is that other rolls, if I put one here, it will go right through it, okay? So I made some slings to go between. If I go this side, you can see that the rods go, they're not directly opposite each other. They're here, and then this one is down, okay? And I made slings that would fit between those 2 rods. But even that didn't work because it is obviously angled down, and the ribbon would fall off the back in here. So I had to come up with another idea. And I did find one on Amazon that has the same over the door like this, but each one has a closed shelf in it. And I was about to buy it, and I really hated to go spend, I think it was $30-something. So guess what? Dollar Tree to the rescue. And I think you can see, if I remove a couple of these, you can see that, let me just sit there, okay. This is a Dollar Tree basket, a little small basket. These come 2 for $1. It is sitting on the back bar, and it is attached to the front bar with 2 zip ties. And it fits perfectly. It doesn't go beyond the bar in the back, which would hold this whole thing out from the door, and it sits right there and lays very flat. So I'm able to put 4, 5, 6 rolls of ribbon in each basket, and each row has 2 baskets, and I've got them somewhat coordinated at the moment. This is just basically getting them on the door, and it goes all the way down here to the bottom. That's the one I just dropped through. It is working perfectly. and they can't fall out. They're inside of a basket. Now, if you wanted to do something like this, this does work fine, and I'm not sure, I don't really remember how much this particular over-the-door holder was. I think under $20, I'm not sure. And then, of course, the baskets, right now I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and that would be $8. If I were going to buy one new, I would probably buy the one with the shelves in it. And I will link that one below in the description so you can see. But I'm really excited because I thought, what am I going to do with all of this ribbon it keeps? Every time I opened the door, if it jerked at all, the ribbon would keep falling out onto the floor. So this is wonderful. Okay, let's move on into the craft area. Now in the craft area you can see I have these wooden shelves, and there was wooden shelving here and all the way up to the top, and I'm sorry there's a light right up here and I'm trying to avoid it. But if you look, see if I can show you this way. If you look way up here, you'll see this is where I have all boxes that will store Christmas decorations. And they're sitting up there now. They're going to be coming down after Saturday. This is a little tree box. This is the tree in the kitchen. And I showed you the big tree boxes that will go in the other shed. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with all the shelving yet, because this is what we did. This shelving is only about 6 inches wide. And it was very good, but it didn't really serve a very good purpose because you couldn't put much on them. So I took some more of those white shelves, and we have laid them on top of the wooden shelves. So now I have big wide shelves that come out, and this will give you an idea of how wide. This is one of your rolls of poly burlap. Okay, and that's a 10-inch roll, and it fits right in there fine. So this is giving me a place to store some of my 21-inch rolls of mesh. And I'm not professional, and I don't usually have, you know, more than 6 or 7 rolls of mesh on hand at a time. I buy it. And down here I have a lot of baskets. I originally bought these baskets to put on for the ribbon, but they were too big. So I haven't figured out how to utilize each one yet, but I will be. And you can see I do have one for my glue sticks, zip ties, foam pieces. So this is going to work out wonderfully. Underneath that we have cup hooks that have my glue gun, some scissors, wood burner, and rotary cutter. And I am still in the midst of cleaning. This is a mess in here right now, and so I'm going to be cleaning. But see, this is going to free up this shelving unit quite a bit, and we'll get things much better organized. This room is 4.5 feet wide from here to here, and about, see, those are 6, about 8 feet long. These shelves are 6 feet, and you can see there's about 2 feet at the end. So it's not a very big area. My work table is a mess, but you can see that it sits on 2 Rubbermaid drawing units from Lowe's, and it's a piece of that preformed countertop on top of it. Okay, I'm going to show you my mesh roller. Be right back. Okay, this is the mesh roller. I'm fortunate enough to have a husband who's pretty handy, and when I showed him what I wanted and what they looked like, he built me one. and you can see that I have the mesh on reused for the last wreath. It's just a wooden L, basically. It has holes. It made me 3 levels, okay? And this is some pipe that we had. And over on the ends, holding the rods in, are Gatorade caps. So when I want to take a roll off, I just pull off this Gatorade. It's hard to do this with one hand. Pull off the Gatorade cap, and then I can pull this rod back out and get the mesh off of it. So that's what I'm using. I've had several people ask where I got my mesh roller. Okay, I think that's about all the tour. I'm going to back up and give you an overview of this is what happens after the holidays when everything is being done. Do you believe it? I bet I have a few other people out there whose craft room looks just the same. Now, I would do one of these lovely declutter with me, but it'll take me a few days to do this, so I'll show you the end results. And in my drawers, I have lots of different stuff. This one has primarily tools and things, but all the drawers need to be gone through. That's rubbish. And there'll be a lot more in there. So let me get this mesh roller off the counter, and I'll go through the stash that I got from Craft Outlet and a couple of things from Michaels. Be right back. Okay, let's start with a few things I got from Michaels. Now, I did get from Michaels that green wreath form that I used the other day to make the wreath that we did, the green one. But I did get a few of the winter picks. They were 70% off. So I got, I think, 3 of these. And these are really pretty. And they have pine cones on them. I also picked up, and these have very long stems on them, 2 of these. See if I can get a good picture of it. Now this, from here to where the stem starts, is a good foot at least. So probably what will happen with these is the pieces will be taken off and used individually. And I got 2 of those. And then the last thing I got was a big roll of the black and white plaid. And I'm going to be using this next Tuesday when we make a winter wreath for my front door. So I'm taking down my Christmas one. Okay, now let's start with Craft Outlet. I got a cute little rabbit set. This is going to be fun to play with. And I don't know if the prices are on here. I don't see any price on the bag that I can read. But she's really cute. The head, the legs, and then there are Easter eggs. A row of Easter eggs that will go across the middle. I have a purple work form. I haven't even taken a lot of this out of the box yet, so we'll see. 21-inch mesh. I got this, whoops, this one. This is called tinsel mesh. And I'll give you the item number if you want it. It's RY941017. Okay. Another 21-inch mesh. And this is pretty. This is a metallic ombre. And this is in the shades of pink. This will make a nice Valentine's wreath. A couple of 10-inch ones. Purple, and this is a Deco Poly Mesh in purple. Let me give you the number for this one in case you're interested. Well, maybe. Wait a minute. I gotta get glasses to read that one. Pull the fort. Okay, this is XB999-03 metallic ombre mesh. And then this is the plain Deco Poly, and that's item 136613. And the last mesh I got was this pretty light pinks metallic mesh, and that is XB100710-01. And I'm thinking that might look good with this for a ruffle wreath. I also got some boxes of Chanel stems. I have a green. I think you can see the color. A purple. White. And red. And 3 ribbons. A solid purple, a solid pink. Now this is 2.5 inches. The purple is 1.5 inch. And then this cute one is purple and pink, and it has jelly beans all over it. So that's what I got from Craft Outlet. Kind of exciting to start doing a few spring things. I'm going to be doing, as I said, the next wreath I'm making is going to be a winter wreath, actually. So I can take the Christmas wreath, or I have taken the Christmas wreath off my front door. So that's about it for today. And I think we'll clean up this mess, and when you see me again, I'll give you a tour of what it looks like, all prettied up and ready to roll for the next year. Hold on, and I'll be back with a few closing remarks. Okay, here I am back for the final words. So how'd you like that tour? It's quite a mess right now, but it'll be all fixed up. I'm going to be doing, like I said, I can't really do a declutter with me because I'm not a person. I watch these declutter videos, and it's like, oh, I know they put them in fast motion, but even in fast motion, I'm not that fast. So it's going to take me a few days to declutter all of this mess and start getting things ready to roll. But I tell you one thing I have done, I have been working on calendars for January and February. I have January's done and February's almost done. And this is my vlog calendar. This is what I'm planning to do, and I'm not sure it'll all come to fruition exactly as I said. I'm going to continue with the Sunday cooking series, and in January it's going to be simple suppers, and in February it's going to be Sunday sweethearts or sweet treats in honor of Valentine's Day, obviously. And then I'm also going to be doing a few Cricut projects, maybe one every other week. I'm sure some of you out there may have gotten a new Cricut for Christmas, and I like to use my Cricut, and I also use it during my wreath making process, sometimes for making signs. So I'm going to share with you some Cricut projects, and some of them will be so that you can use for decorating, and we'll see if we can do some of those projects together. I've had some requests to show more of those, so I shall do that. And we'll be doing a lot of wreaths and floral arrangements and lanterns and trays and all of the good stuff again for spring and then summer and patriotic down the road. So that's my plan. I'm sticking to it for right now. And I hope you'll all join me. I'd love to have you hit the subscribe button and come along with us and have a great time. So until Tuesday when we make a winter wreath, now I'm going to be using some winter floral picks or greenery picks or maybe snowy greenery picks and that black and white check ribbon that you saw. And I'm going to be using a grapevine wreath. So if you want to play along, this is what you'll need. You'll need two fairly good size winter picks, a ribbon of choice to make a nice big bow. It's going to be a fairly simple wreath. It is just going to be that on a grapevine. We're not going to do one of the big ones that have all of the pieces coming in all directions this time. It's going to be a nice simple winter wreath because it won't be up that long, and it will just make a nice statement. So until then, I hope everybody has a great afternoon. Stay warm, stay dry, stay cool if you need to. It's humid here today, but not too hot. Well, 80. I guess it's hot for you, for a lot of you, but it's humid, so it feels sticky. My air conditioning is on. So anyway, we'll talk to you later. Have a great afternoon, and everybody play nice now. Bye-bye.